5 seasons into her career in the W, the accolades for Sabrina Ionescu are piling up. 3-time All-Star, 3-time All-WNBA selection, and a league champion as well after her New York Liberty won it all in October. She's one of the game's biggest stars, and the stats, of course, back it up just this past season. Averaged 18.2 points per game. That's the second highest total of her career. Played in almost every game for the Liberty as well, so she was durable at that. Dishing the rock as well with 6.2 assists, which is also the second highest of her career. Part of that loaded team for the Liberty that was good and won it all. We get the pleasure now to welcome in Sabrina Ionescu. Thank you, Sabrina, for joining us all the way from across the world in Hong Kong. I know we'll get to you being in Asia in a second, but this is March, so I have to start right here. Women's and men's brackets are out. What are you doing, although it's been a little bit of time since the bracket's been out, but to make sure that the people make sure that they fill out their brackets?
Yeah, I mean, it's super exciting. I've been a little bit on a delay in seeing all the news that's been going on and, you know, seeing the kind of reveal of everything. I've been trying to keep up on social media here and there, but I think it's exciting. Obviously, there's always a level of just thrill and excitement with people having to fill out a bracket on the women's and men's side and trying to see how close you can get and understanding the rivalries and what team gets the #1 pick. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see the tournament start because crazy things always happen, and it's a great time in both women's and men's sports right now.
So for you and your bracket filling out expertise, when you're going through yours, are you pushing Oregon through all the way on the men's and women's side, or can you not do that? Like, what's your advice to the people out there? I know you're working with AT&T to see that everyone gets their brackets filled out.
Yeah, I mean, I try to get them to go as far as I can. Obviously, both on the men's and women's side, super happy that you know they made it, and I'm always rooting for Oregon. But then once they get closer, I think I try and just get as accurate as I can in trying to really figure out who can get to the Final Four, who can win, to just try and get the best bracket. But I think a big part of it is like your relationships with schools and who you want to win, not necessarily who should win. And I think that's all part of the fun of it as well.
So who do you think should win on both sides?
I mean, on the men's side, I have Auburn. I've just liked them this entire time. And then on the women's side, I have UConn. I just really want UConn to win. I think it'd be a great story for Paige and Coach Gino there in Connecticut. So those are kind of my two picks that I have, and we'll see what happens. How
much does being a teammate of Stewie influence your want even more for UConn to do well?
She'd be really happy knowing that I picked them. She's always pushing UConn, so she would definitely be very ecstatic knowing that I'm rooting for them to win. But also, there's so many great teams. It was kind of tough to figure out who I wanted to kind of make it, because I have relationships with a lot of these coaches and some of the players, so I'm just rooting for everyone to have a healthy and happy March Madness.
Yeah, certainly we are all looking forward to March Madness. Make sure that everyone fills out their brackets and has a chance to do well and see them advance even further every step of the way. I want to talk about your shoes, your Nike Sabrina 2s, because personally I think they're fire. I think all the people out there agree, because I know at one point this season it was the second most worn shoe in all of the NBA. Your debut sneaker killed it also. So, like, for you, when you think about it, like, if you can remove yourself, how cool is it to know any game you're watching, you're going to see your shoe out there on the court?
Yeah, it's surreal, especially in college basketball, to see how many players are in my team shoe on both the women's and men's side. It's really exciting. You know, obviously a lot of Nike schools are usually competing, putting on a show, and knowing a lot of the men and women are in Sabrina 1s and Sabrina 2s, just going out there and doing what I once did not too long ago, which was trying to compete for a national championship.
Having your own signature shoe when you're honestly not that far removed from college, like, how surreal does that feel?
Yeah, I mean, it's very surreal. Like, a lot of the coaches that coached against me, some players that I actually played against are still, you know, a part of college basketball. So it's been crazy. I'm really not that far removed, but to be able to understand there's a lot of impact that's going on, not only in the United States but around the world, through having a signature shoe is going to inspire the next generation and the next signature athlete.
Yeah, you mentioned around the world, and this gets me to exactly what I want to ask you next. And first, I have to say that your pun game is crazy because I'm following you on Twitter. I'm seeing what you're putting out there, and you had a tweet just the other day saying the weather is a bit cloudy. That went over my head initially with the emoji and everything. I didn't know. I thought you were just talking about the weather in Hong Kong. Can you explain to me, like I'm 5, what you were getting at with this tweet and the subsequent tweets that you had after that?
Yeah, I mean, being across the world, I'm kind of getting news on social media like everyone else. And so got a great text right when I woke up and was able to see on social media that we were able to acquire a new teammate in Natasha Cloud. And so super, super happy about that. She's going to be a great fit for us, and super excited for us to get to playing together this year and try and bring New York another championship.
Yeah, it seems like y'all are just racking up the talent on an unfair level. Like, how big will that addition be as y'all try to run it back and win another title?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, we get a veteran point guard who's won, who understands what it takes to win, a great teammate, just great energy, and someone who can come in and impact the game right away. Both sides of the ball, offensively, defensively. It's going to be a great leader for us and someone who can come in and really change the way we play on both sides. So I'm super excited, and knowing how much she's going to help us, and excited for her and her career as well. I think it's going to be a great fit, and she'll be really happy.
Being there on the other side of the world right now with that Nike Asia Tour, everyone was talking. You might not have seen as much on social media with the clips last week from your game in Manila, but I think by now everyone's seen the video of the guy trying to guard you and basically getting put in a body bag and having to make sure he hold on for dear life to not get cooked. What was the backstory there? Like, how old was he? Like, is it just too easy for you when you're out there playing?
That's funny. No, I mean, I don't know how old he is, to be honest. We just got out there. It was funny, though. I mean, sometimes when you step out on the court, especially when you're playing with guys that kind of what I've experienced growing up comes out. And I used to get beat up by the guys all the time. My brothers were always going kind of hard, and that side came out a little bit, but it was all fun and games. I mean, we joked about it after. I think it kind of showed a great side to the game for the young girls watching, of kind of being able to stand up for yourself and kind of let them know he can't be doing that. So it was great. It was exciting. I think being able to do that in Manila and showcase to so many fans that came out to watch us, the little all-star game that we had, how we were able to just impact the community there, was something that was really memorable for me, and knowing that I was able to do that, and an experience I'll definitely never forget.
Yeah, seeing those fans in Manila chant your name as you're going through and dedicating courts, just how surreal is this experience, knowing that you are the first female athlete to get an Asia Tour?
Yeah, it's very surreal. Being the first obviously comes with a lot of uncertainty and not knowing what to expect, and you're going to show up and not really know what's going to happen and what's going on. And for me, it's been a blessing to know that I'm able to go into Asia and make an impact and influence the next generation of athletes. And I've been able to do just that. And now that it's concluding, I'd say it's been very successful.
You go from playing Unrivaled to going over to Asia to now in 2 months having a new season of the W. How tired are you? Or do you feel refreshed? Are you good to go right now?
I wouldn't use refreshed as the word. We've been having like 16-hour days here, so definitely not refreshed, but super blessed. I can't complain. Having this opportunity to come here and leave an impact in this community and continue to inspire is something I'll never complain about. So I'm definitely blessed and excited to get some time back at home and just kind of time to recharge and get ready for my season.
My last thing for you, Sabrina, before I let you go, I need help in settling a debate that we have here in the office. I was in New York City not too long ago. Of course, you play in Brooklyn. I bought a burrito there on a Saturday, a breakfast burrito to be specific. I brought it back home to Fort Lauderdale and ate it here at work on a Tuesday. Am I crazy for that? Like, it was a very good burrito. I want to see where you land on the scale here.
You ate it 3 days later?
I did. It was an amazing burrito. I did eat it. Yeah.
No, I mean, I would say like the day after, but 3 days later is pretty crazy to me. But if it works for you, it works for you. I'm all in. I'm not sure I would eat it 3 days later, but I'd give it like a day and a half max. But I'm all in, like whatever suits you.
I would give the restaurant the free promo, but I'm not being sponsored by them, so I won't do that. I will instead just say,
don't do that.
Yeah. But just know it was very good. It was an amazing breakfast burrito. Sabrina Ionescu, thank you so much for joining us. Safe travels back to the States, and best of luck in the W moving forward here in a few months.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And of course, Sabrina getting ready for another year to run it back with the Liberty, who are just coming off of winning that WNBA championship, and they are the odds-on favorite to take that title once again, sitting at 2-1. The Aces and Lynx, Fever, Mercury, and Dream all not too far behind them, but we're just about 2 months away from the W tipping it off once again.